इदं विष्णोर्विचक्रमे थेदानि ददे परं सुमोरवस्य भागं सरे
ॐ अपोपस्पृश्यात् ॐ अच्युताय नमः ॐ अनन्ताय नमः ॐ गोविन्दाय नमः अपोपस्पृश्यात् आगमार्थं तु देवानां गमनार्थं तु रक्षसां कुर्वे गन्तारवं तत्र देवताह्वानलाञ्छनं कण्ठस्थिताय गरुडाय नमः हस्ते पुष्पं गृहीत्वा श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः शुभं करोति कल्याणं आयु आरोग्यसम्पदा शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपमहादेव्यै नमो नमः पुष्पं गृहीत्वा श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः ॐ शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये प्राणनायम्य ॐ भूः ॐ भुवः ॐ स्वः ॐ महः ॐ जनः ॐ तपः ॐ सत्यं ॐ तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् आपो ज्योतिरसोऽमृतं ब्रह्म भूर्भुवस्वरों तदेव लग्नं सुदिनं तदेव ताराबलं चन्द्रबलं तदेव विद्याबलं दयाबलं तदेव लक्ष्मीपते गौरीपते त्यङ्घ्रिगं स्मरामि शुभे शोभने मुहूर्ते आद्य ब्रह्मणः द्वितीय परार्धे श्वेतवराह कल्पे सप्तमेवैव स्वत्मन्वन्तरे अष्टाविंशतितमे कलियुगे कलि प्रथम चरणे भूर्लोकान्तर्गत उत्तर अमेरिका खंडे कैनडा देशे एजाक्स नगरे संकटमोचन श्री हनुमान मंदिरे शुभे दिन शोभने मुहूर्ते येषां यजमानानां प्लीज टेक योर नेम्स इन योर माइंड्स येषां यजमानानां सहकुटुम्बस्थानां क्षेमस्थैर्यधैर्यवीर्यविजय आयुवारोग्यम् ऐश्वर्याभिवृद्ध्यर्थं समस्तमङ्गलावाप्त्यर्थं समस्तदुरितोपशान्त्यर्थं चिन्तितमनोरथवाप्त्यर्थं सर्वाभीष्टसिद्ध्यर्थं सर्वारिष्टशान्त्यर्थं श्री सीता लक्ष्मण भरत शत्रुघ्न हनुमत समेत श्री रामचंद्र प्रीत्यर्थं वीर हनुमत प्रीत्यर्थं धर्मार्थका मोक्षं चतुर्विध पुरुषार्थ सिद्ध्यर्थं अद्य अहं महागणपति पूजनम श्री दुर्गा लक्ष्मी सरस्वती पूजनम श्री सीता लक्ष्मण भरत शत्रुघ्न हनुमत समेत श्री रामचंद्र पूजनम वीर हनुमत पूजनम राधा कृष्ण चंद्र पूजनम सदाशिवलिंगाभिषेकाराधनं च करिष्ये इति संकल्प्य अपोपस्पृश्यात् श्री गणेश ध्यानम् ओम गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत नशृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् ओम श्रीमन्महागणाधिपतये नमः ध्यायामि आवाहयामि पुष्पासनं समर्पयामि पादयोः पाद्यं समर्पयामि हस्तयोः अर्घ्यं समर्पयामि मुखे आचमनीयं समर्पयामि शरीरे स्नानं च समर्पयामि श्री गणेशाय नमः अर्चना काण्डात् काण्डात् पुरोहन्ति पुरुषः पुरुषस्पदे एवानो दुर्वे प्रतनुसहस्रेण च तेन च दुर्वाङ्कुरान् समर्पयामि ॐ सुमुखाय नमः ॐ एकदन्ताय नमः ॐ कपिलाय नमः ॐ गजकर्णकाय नमः ॐ लंबोदराय नमः ॐ विकटाय नमः ॐ विनायकाय नमः ॐ धूम्रकेतवे नमः ॐ गणाध्यक्षाय नमः ॐ फालचन्द्राय नमः ॐ गजाननाय नमः ॐ वक्रतुण्डाय नमः ॐ हेरम्भाय नमः ॐ स्कन्दपूर्वजाय नमः नानाविधपरिमलपत्रपुष्पाणि समर्पयामि श्रीगणेशाय नमः धूपम् ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षवीर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तारिक्षो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ओम शांति 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 धूपमाघ्रापयामि दिव्यमंगलदीपं दर्शयामि दीपानन्तरमिरमाश्वन्यं समर्पयामि ओम शर्करा खण्डखाद्यानि दधि क्षीरघृतानि च आहारं भक्ष्यभोज्यामिं नैवेद्यं प्रतिगृह्यतां नैवेद्यं समर्पयामि श्रीगणेशाय नमः इलालवङ्गकर्पूरताम्बूलानि च समर्पयामि श्रीसिद्धिविनायकाय नमः समस्तोपचारान् समर्पयामि श्रीगणेशप्रार्थना we conclude puja to Ganesh Ji with final prarthana. Please join with me as we pray together, everyone. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya
Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Om Ekadantaya Vidmahe Vakratundaya Dhimahi Tanno Danti Prachodayat Mushikvahan Modakahaste Chamarkarana Vilambita Sutra Vamana Rupa Maheshwara Putra Vighna Vinayaka Pada
Namaste
Gajananam Bhutaganadi Sevitam Kapita Jambu Phalasara Bhakshitam Umasutam Shoka Vinashakarakam Namami
Vigneshwara Pada Pankajam Shriman Mahaganadhipataye Namaha Atha Shri Ganesha Pancharatna Stotram
Om Mudakarat Modakam Sada Vimukti Sadakam
Karadharavatam Sakam Vilasirokadakshakam
Anayakaikanayakam Vinashite Bhadaityakam Natashubhashunashakam Namamitam Vinayakam
Nate tarati bhikadam
Navodhitaka Bhaswaram Namatsurari Nirjaram Natadhika Buddharam
Sureshwaram Nidhishwaram Gajeshwaram Ganeshwaram Maheshwaram Tamashraye Paratvaram Nirantaram Samasta Loka Shankaram Nirasta Daitya Kunjaram Dare Darodaram Param Pare Bhavakramaksharam
Kripakaram Shamakaram Mudakaram Yashaskaram Manaskaram Namaskritam Namaskaromi Bhaswaram Akinchanarti Marjanam Chirantanokti Bhajanam Purari Purvanandanam Surari Garbacharvanam Prapanchanasha Bhishanam Dhananjayadibhushanam Kapoladhanavaranam Bhaje Puranavaranam Nitanta Danta Kanti Manta Kanta Katmajam Achintya Rupa Mantahina Mantaraya Krintanam Hridantare Nirantaram Vasantameva Yogina Tamekadantameva Tam Vichintayami Santatam Mahaganesha Pancharatna Madharena Yonvaham Prajalpati Prabhatike Vrismaram Ganeshwaram Arogitam Doshatam Susahitim Suputratam Samahitayurashtabhutim Abhyupaiti Sochirat Shriman Mahaganadhipataye Namaha Vedotta mantra pushpanjalim samarpayami Boli Ganesha Bhagavan ki jai Shri Durga Lakshmi Saraswati Pujanam We'll worship Mataji Durga Ma Lakshmi Ma Saraswati Ma together Om हाथ में पुष्प लेकर ध्यानम कुर्यात ओम विद्युदाम समप्रभा मृगपति स्कंधस्थिता भीषणाम कन्याभिकरबालकेतविलसद्धस्ताभिरासेवितां हस्ते चक्रगदे शिखेत विशिखां चापं गुणं तर्जनीं
बिभ्राणामनलात्मिकां शशिधरां दुर्गां त्रिनेत्रां भजे जगदम्बा दुर्गादेवी नमः ध्यायामि आवाहयामि पुष्पासनं च समर्पयामि महालक्ष्मी देवी ध्यानम् ॐ हिरण्यवर्णां हरिणीं सुवर्णरजतस्रजां चन्द्रां हिरण्मयीं लक्ष्मीं चातवेदो महावः महालक्ष्म्यै नमः ध्यायामि आवाहयामि आसनं च समर्पयामि महासरस्वत्यै नमः ॐ मेधादेवी जुषमाणा न आगा विश्वाची भद्रा सुमनस्य माना महासरस्वत्यै नमः ध्यायामि आवाहयामि श्री दुर्गा लक्ष्मी सरस्वतीभ्यः ॐ जातवेदसे स्वनवामसो ममराति यतो निरहाति वेदः सरः पर्षरति दुर्गानि विश्वा नावेव सिन्धुन्दुरितात्यग्निः तामग्निवर्णां तपसा ज्वलन्तीं वैरोचनीं कर्मफलेषु जुष्टां दुर्गां देवीगं शरणमहं प्रपद्ये सुतरसे तरसे नमः अर्चना ॐ दुर्गायै नमः ॐ माहेश्वर्यै नमः ॐ शिवप्रियायै नमः ॐ मन्दारवासिन्यै नमः ॐ अर्कायै नमः ॐ गिरिसुतायै नमः ॐ धात्र्यै नमः ॐ महामायायै नमः नानाविधपरिमलपत्रपुष्पाणि समर्पयामि ॐ महालक्ष्म्यै नमः ॐ कमलवासिन्यै नमः ॐ विष्णुप्रियायै नमः ॐ धनप्रदायिन्यै नमः ॐ श्रीप्रदायिन्यै नमः ॐ यशप्रदायिन्यै नमः ॐ श्रीमहालक्ष्म्यै नमो नमः नानाविधपरिमलपत्रपुष्पाणि समर्पयामि ॐ महासरस्वत्यै नमः ॐ वाग्देव्यै नमः ॐ वीणाधारिण्यै नमः ॐ ज्ञानप्रदायिन्यै नमः ॐ चतुरानन्दवल्लभायै नमः ॐ हंसवाहिन्यै नमः ॐ श्वेतवर्णायै नमः नानाविधपरिमलपत्रपुष्पाणि समर्पयामि जगदम्बायै नमः धूपदीपनैवेद्यम् ॐ सनः पर्षरति दुर्गानि विश्वाक्षामद्देवो अतिदुरितात्यग्निः प्रत्नोषि गमीर्यो अध्वरीषु सनश्च होतानव्यस्य सत्सि स्वाञ्चाग्ने तनुवं पिप्रयस्वास्मभ्यं च सौभगमायजस्व गोभिर्जुष्टमयुजो निषिक्तं तवे इन्द्रविष्णोरनुसञ्चरेम नाकस्य पृष्ठमपि संवसानो वैष्णवीन् लोक इहमादयन्ताम् ॐ कात्यायनाय विद्महे कन्याकुमारी धीमहि तन्नो दुर्गे प्रचोदयात् श्री जगदम्बायै नमः धूपदीपं कृत्वा नैवेद्यम् ॐ अन्नं चतुर्विधं स्वादु रसैषद्भिः समन्वितं नैवेद्यं गृह्यतां देवी भक्तिमेह्याचलं कुरु ॐ प्राणे स्वाहा पने स्वाहा व्याने स्वाहा उदाने स्वाहा समाने स्वाहा ब्रह्मणे स्वाहा ब्रह्मणिमात्मा महानिवेद्यं निवेदयामि नैवेद्यानन्तरमिदमाचमनीयं च समर्पयामि इलालवङ्गकर्पूरताम्बूलानि च समर्पयामि दुर्गादेव्यै नमः महालक्ष्म्यै नमः महासरस्वत्यै नमः इलालवङ्गकर्पूरताम्बूलानि च समर्पयामि महादेव्यै नमः
श्री दुर्गा लक्ष्मी सरस्वती प्रार्थना अथ कुंजिका स्तोत्रम विशंकर पूजात माता जी विसिद्ध कुंजिका स्तोत्रम। ओम शिव उवाच शृणुदेवी प्रवक्ष्यामि
कुंजिका स्तोत्रमुत्तमं येन मन्त्रप्रभावेन चण्डीजापशुभो भवेत्। न कवचं नार्गला स्तोत्रं कीलकं न रहस्यकं न सूक्तं नापि ध्यानं च न न्यासो न च वार्चनं। कुंजिका पाठमात्रेण दुर्गा पाठफलं लभेत्। अतिगुह्यतरं देवी देवानामपि दुर्लभं। गोपनीयं प्रयत्नेन स्वयोनिरेव पार्वती। मारणं मोहनं वश्यं सम्भन उच्चाटनादिकं। पाठमात्रेण संसिद्ध्येत कुंजिका स्तोत्रमुत्तमम्। अथ मन्त्रः ॐ ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चामुण्डायै विच्चे। ॐ ग्लौं हूं क्लीं जं सः ज्वालय ज्वालय ज्वल ज्वल प्रज्वल प्रज्वल। ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चामुण्डायै विच्चे। ज्वालाहं सं लं क्षं भत् स्वाहा इति मन्त्रः। नमस्ते रुद्ररूपिण्यै नमस्ते मधुमर्दिनि। नमः कैटभहारिण्यै नमस्ते महिषार्दिनि। नमस्ते शुम्भहन्त्रे च निशुम्भासुरघातिनि। जाग्रतं हि महादेवी जपं सिद्धं कुरुष्व मे। ऐंकारी सृष्टिरूपायै ह्रींकारी प्रतिपालिका। क्लीं कालिकामरूपिण्यै बीजरूपे नमोऽस्तु ते। चामुण्डा चण्डघाती च यैकारी वरदायिनी। विच्चे चाभयदा नित्यं नमस्ते मन्त्ररूपिणी। धां धीं धूं दुर्जते पत्नीं वां विं भुं वागरीश्वरी। क्रां क्रीं क्रूं कालिका देवी शां शिं शुं मे शुभं कुरु। हुं हुं हुंकाररूपिण्यै जं 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 वनादिनि। भ्रां भ्रीं भ्रूं भैरवी भद्रे भवान्यै ते नमो नमः। हं कं चं तं तं पं यं शं विं दुं ऐं विं हं क्षं द्विजाग्रं त्रोते त्रोते दीप्तं कुरु कुरु स्वाहा। पां पिं पुं पार्वती पूर्णा खां किं खुं खेचरी तथा। सां सिं सुं सप्तशती दिव्य मन्त्रसिद्धिं कुरुष्व मे। इदं तु कुंजिका स्तोत्रं मन्त्रजागार्ति हेतवे। अभक्तेनैव दातव्यं गोपितं रक्ष पार्वती। यस्तु कुंजिकया देवी हीनां सप्तशतीं पठेत् न तस्य जायते सिद्धिररण्ये रोदनं यथा। इति श्रीरुद्रयामले गौरीतन्त्रेष्व पार्वती संवादे कुंजिका स्तोत्रं सम्पूर्णम्।
ओम शांति शांति शांति। बोलिए जगदम्बे मैया की जय। श्री रामचंद्राय नमः। जो पूजा तो भगवान श्री राम हनुमान जी एंड राधा कृष्ण भगवान टुगेदर। हस्ते पुष्पं गृहीत्वा श्री रामचंद्र ध्यानो। ओम वैदेही सहितं सुरद्रुमतले हैमे महामण्डपे मध्ये पुष्पकमासने मणिमये वीरासने संस्थितम्। अग्रे वाचयति प्रभञ्जनसुते तत्त्वमुनिभ्यः परं व्याख्यान्तं भरतादिभिः परिवृतम्। रामं भजे श्यामलम्। श्री सीता लक्ष्मण भरत शत्रुघ्न हनुमत् समेत श्री रामचंद्राय नमः। हनुमते नमः।
वीरहनुमध्यानम् ॐ उल्लङ्घ्य सिन्धो सलिलं सलीलं यः शोकवहनिं जनकात्मजायाः आदाय तेनैव ददाह लङ्कां नमामि तं प्राञ्जलिराञ्जनेयम् श्रीवीरहनुमते नमः ध्यायामि आवाहयामि आसनं च समर्पयामि श्री पंचमुखी हनुमते नमः सीता लक्ष्मण भरत शत्रुघ्न हनुमत समेत रामचंद्राय नमः हनुमरस्त्राय नमो नमः राधा कृष्ण ध्यानम् ॐ यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र रुद्र मरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपरक्रमोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगा ध्यानावस्थिततर्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः श्रीराधा कृष्णाभ्यां नमः ध्यायामि आवाहयामि आसनं च समर्पयामि ॐ कौशल्या सुप्रजा रामपूर्वा सन्ध्या प्रवर्तते उत्तिष्ठ नरशार्दूल कर्तव्यं दैवमाह्निकम् उत्तिष्ठोत्तिष्ठ गोविन्द उत्तिष्ठ गरुडध्वज उत्तिष्ठ कमलाकान्ता त्रैलोक्यं मङ्गलं कुरु त्रैलोक्यं मङ्गलं कुरु त्रैलोक्यं मङ्गलं कुरु श्री वेंकटेशाय नमः बालकृष्णाय नमः सत्यनारायणाय नमः श्री चक्रदेवे नमो नमः अथ पाद्यम् ॐ सहस्रशीर्षा पुरुषः सहस्राक्ष सहस्रपात् स भूमिं विश्वतो हृत्वा अत्यतिष्ठद्दशाङ्गुलं पुरुष एवेदं सर्वं यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यम् उतामृतत्वशेषानः यदन्येनातिरोहति एतावानस्य महिमा अतो जायागिश्च पूरुषः पादोऽस्य विश्वभूतानि त्रिपादस्यामृतं दिवि त्रिपादोर्ध्व उदयपुरुषः पादोऽस्येह भवात् पुनः ततो विश्वं व्यक्रामत् शासनान् शने अभि तस्माद् विराड जायत विराजो अधिपूरुषः स जातो अत्यरिच्यता अर्चना ॐ रामाय नमः ॐ रघुनाथाय नमः ॐ नाथाय नमः ॐ सीतापतये नमः ॐ दशरथनन्दनाय नमः ॐ ईश्वराय नमः ॐ परब्रह्मणे नमः ॐ महाविष्णवे नमः ॐ सीतादेव्यै नमः ॐ भरताय नमः ॐ लक्ष्मणाय नमः ॐ शत्रुघ्नाय नमः श्री हनुमते नमो नमः नानाविधपरिमलपत्रपुष्पाणि समर्पयामि ॐ हं हनुमते नमः ॐ रामदूताय नमः ॐ रामभक्ताय नमः ॐ सीताशोकनिवारणाय नमः ॐ कुमारब्रह्मचार्ये नमः ॐ वीरवीराय नमः ॐ महावीराय नमः ॐ अतिवीराय नमः ॐ अर्जुनमित्राय नमः पंचमुखी हनुमते नमः राम परिवाराय नमः वीरहर्मरस्त्राय नमो नमः नानाविधपरिमलपत्रपुष्पाणि समर्पयामि ॐ कृष्णाय नमः ॐ कमलानाथाय नमः ॐ गोपीजनवल्लभाय नमः ॐ ईश्वराय नमः ॐ दामोदराय नमः ॐ श्रीधराय नमः ॐ श्रीनिवासाय नमो नमः श्री गोपीजनवल्लभाय नमः नानाविधपरिमलपत्रपुष्पाणि समर्पयामि राधादेवी नमो नमः ओम वेंकटेशाय नमः। श्री सत्यनारायणाय नमः। ओम बालकृष्णाय नमः। ओम श्री चक्रदेव्यै नमः। नानाविध परिमलपत्र पुष्पाणि समर्पयामि। ओम ब्राह्मणोऽस्य मुखमासीत् बाहुराजन्यकृतः ऊरु तदस्य यद्वैश्यः पद्भ्यागं शूद्रो अजायत। धूपमाघ्रापयामि। सीता लक्ष्मण भरत शत्रुघ्न हनुमत समेत रामचंद्राय नमः। हनुमते नमः। राधा कृष्णाभ्यां नमो नमः। सर्वेभ्यो देवेभ्यो नमः। धूपमाघ्रापयामि। धूपानन्तरमिदमाचमनीयं समर्पयामि। ॐ चन्द्रमा मनसो जातः चक्षो सूर्यो अजायथ मुखारिन्द्रश्चाग्निश्च प्राणात् वायुरजायत। दिव्यमङ्गलदीपं दर्शयामि। दीपानन्तरमिदमाचमनीयं समर्पयामि। सर्वरक्षान् धारयामि। समस्तोपचाराञ्च समर्पयामि। नैवेद्यम् ॐ नाभ्या आसीदन्तरिक्षं शीर्ष्णोऽध्यौ समवर्तता। पद्भ्यां भूमृषश्रोत्रात् तथा लोकागमकल्पयन्। वेदाहमेतं पुरुषं महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसस्तु पारे। सर्वाणि रूपाणि विचित्य धीरः नामानि कृत्वाभिवदन्यरास्ते। ॐ धाता पुरस्सा च मुदा जहार। शक्रप्रविद्वान् प्रदिशश्चतस्रः तमेवं विद्वानमृत इह भवति। नान्यपन्था अयनाय विद्यते। यज्ञेन यज्ञमयजन्त देवाः तानि धर्माणि प्रथमान्यासन्। ते हनाकं महिमानः सचन्ते। यत्र पूर्वे साध्या सन्ति देवाः। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। इलालवङ्गकर्पूरताम्बूलानि समर्पयामि। समस्तोपचाराञ्च समर्पयामि। प्रार्थना है यही मेरी हनुमान जी। प्रार्थना है यही मेरी हनुमान जी। मेरे सिर पे भी अब हाथ धर दीजिए। प्रार्थना है यही मेरी हनुमान जी। मेरे सिर पे भी अब हाथ धर दीजिए। राम सीता का दर्शन करा के मुझे। राम सीता का दर्शन करा के मुझे। मेरे सपने को साकार कर दीजिए। मेरे सपने को साकार कर दीजिए। श्री सीता लक्ष्मण भरत शत्रुघ्न हनुमत समेत श्री रामचंद्राय नमः। हनुमते नमः। हनुमान चालीसा together. श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारी। बरनौ रघुबर विमल जसु जो दायक फलचारी। बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार। बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हारहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर। जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर। रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा। अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी। घुमत निवार सुमति के संगी। कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा, कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा, हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे, कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे, शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन, तेज प्रताप महाजगबंधन, विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर, राम काज करिबे को आतुर, प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया, राम लखन सीता मन बसिया, सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा, विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा, भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे, रामचंद्र के काज सवारे, लाय संजीवन लखन जियाए, श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए, रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई, सहस बदन तुम्हरो यश गावे, अस कई श्रीपति कंठ लगावे, सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहिसा, यम कुबेर दिगपाल चहाते, कवि कोविद कई सकई कहाते, तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा, राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा, तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना, जो सहस्र योजन पर भानु, लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानु, प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माई, चल दिलांघि गय अचरज नाई, दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगमय अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते, राम द्वारे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे, सब सुख है तुम्हारी शरणा, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना, आपन तेज संहारो आपे, तीनों लोक हाँफते कांपे, भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे, नासै रोग हरे सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा, संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे, सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा, और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे, चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा, है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा, साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे, अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता, असुवर दीन जानकी माता, राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा, तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे, अंतकाल रघुवरपुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त काई, और देवता चित न धरई, हनुमत से ही सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटै मिटै सब पीरा, जो सुमिरै हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करौ गुरुदेव की नाई। जो शत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूटहि बंदी महा सुख होई। जो यह पढ़ै हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, कीजय नाथ हृदय महाडेरा। कीजय नाथ हृदय महाडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुरभूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, मेरे प्रभु रामचंद्र की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय। बोलिए पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। ओम अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति, त्वमेव शरणं मम। तस्मात् कारुण्य भावेन रक्ष रक्ष हनुमत। रक्ष रक्ष श्री रामचंद्र, रक्ष रक्ष श्री कृष्णचंद्र। अनंत कोटि प्रेक्ष नमस्कारान् समर्पयामि। श्री सांब सदा शिवाय नमः। ओम नमः शिवाय देवाय सच्चिदानंदमूर्तये। नमो वेदांत वेद्याय योगिनां गुरवे नमः। श्री सांब सदा शिवाय नमः। अब भगवान शिव की पूजा होगी। नेक्स्ट युद्ध पूजा तो भगवान शिव। Start by touching our head. ओम अस्य श्री रुद्राध्याय प्रश्न महामंत्रस्य अघोर ऋषिः अनुष्टुप् छन्दः संकर्षण मूर्ति स्वरूपो यो सावादित्य परम पुरुषस्य एष रुद्रदेवता। ओम नमः शिवाय इति बीजं, शिवतराय इति शक्तिः, महादेवाय इति कीलकं। श्री सांब सदाशिव प्रसार सिद्ध्यर्थे जपे विनियोगः। ओम अग्निहोत्रात्मने अंगुष्ठाभ्यां नमः। ओम दर्श पूर्णमासात्मने तर्जनीभ्यां नमः। ओम चातुर्मास्यात्मने मध्यमाभ्यां नमः। ओम निरूढ़ पशुबंधात्मने अनामिकाभ्यां नमः। ओम ज्योतिष्ठोमात्मने कनिष्ठिकाभ्यां नमः। ओम सर्वकृत्वात्मने करतल करपृष्ठाभ्यां नमः। ओम अग्निहोत्रात्मने हृदयाय नमः। ओम दर्श पूर्णमासात्मने शिरसे स्वाहा। ओम चातुर्मास्यात्मने शिखायै वषट्। ओम निरूढ़ पशुबंधात्मने कवचाय हुम। ओम ज्योतिष्ठोमात्मने नेत्रत्रयाय वौषट्। ओम सर्वकृत्वात्मने अस्त्राय फट्। भूर्भुवस्वरोमिति दिग्बन्धः। ध्यानम्। ओम आपाताल नभस्थलांत भुवन ब्रह्मांडमा विस्फुरत्। ज्योतिस्फातिकलिंग मौलिविलसत्पूर्णेन्दुवान्ता मृतैः। अस्तोकाप्लुतमेकमीशमनिशं रुद्रानुवाकान् जपन् ध्याये दीप्सित सिद्धये दुरपरं विप्रोऽभिषिञ्चेच्छिवम्। ब्रह्माण्डव्याप्तदेहा भसित हिमरुचा भासमान भुजंगैः। कंठे कालाकपर्दा कलिच शशिकलाश्चण्डकोदण्ड हस्ताः। त्रक्षा रुद्राक्षमाला प्रकटितविभवा शाम्भवा मूर्तिभेदाः रुद्रा श्री रुद्र सूक्त प्रकटितविभवा नः प्रयच्छन्तु सौख्यम् ओम गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत नशृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् ओम श्रीमन्महागणाधिपतये नमः। ओम नमो भगवते रुद्राय। प्लीज कम फॉर अभिषेक एवरीवन। ओम शंच मे मयश्च मे प्रियंच मे नुकामश्च मे कामश्च मे सौमनसश्च मे भद्रंच मे श्रेयश्च मे वसश्च मे यशश्च मे भगश्च मे द्रविणंच मे यन्ता च मे धर्ता च मे क्षेमश्च मे तिथिश्च मे विश्वंच मे संभिच्च मे ज्ञात्रं च मे सूश्च मे प्रसूश्च मे सीरंच मे लयश्च मरुतंच मे अमृतंच मे यक्ष्मंच मे नामयच्च मे जीवातुश्च मे दीर्घायुत्वंच मे नमित्रंच मे भयंच मे सुगंच मे शयनंच मे सुषाच मे सुरिनंच मे। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम नमो भगवते रुद्राय। नमस्ते रुद्रमण्यवतोतेशवे नमः। नमस्ते अस्तु धन्वने बाहुभ्यां तते नमः। या तैषु शिवतमा शुम्बभोवते दनुः शिवा शरव्या या तव तया नो रुद्रमृडया या ते रुद्रशिवा तनूरघोरा पापकाशिनी तया नस्तनुवाशन्तमया गिरिशन्ताभिचाकशेः यामिशं गिरिशन्तहस्ते बिभर्षस्तवे शिवाङ्गिरित्रतां कुरु माहिगं शिव पुरुषं जगत् शिवेन वचसा त्वा गिरिशाच्छावदामसि यथा न सर्वमिज्जगतेक्ष्मगं सुमना असत् अध्यवोचररिवक्ता प्रथमो दैव्यभिषक् अहीगिश्च सर्वाञ्जम्भयन् सर्वा आश्रयातु धान्यः असौ यस्ताम्रो अरुणौ तव वृषमङ्गलः ये चेमागं रुद्रा अभितो दिक्षुश्रुता सहस्रशो वैशाखं हेडयीमहे असौ यो सर्पति नीलग्रीवो विलोहितः उतैनं गोपादृशनदृशनुरहार्यः उतैनं विश्वाभूतानि सदृष्टो मृदयातिनः नमो अस्तु नीलग्रीवाय सहस्राक्षाय मीरुषे अथो ये यस्य सत्त्वानोऽहं तेभ्यो करन्नमः प्रमुञ्च धन्वनस्त्वमुभयोराट्न्योर्जाम् यास्यते हस्तैषवपराता भगवो वप अवतत्य धनुस्त्वगं सहस्राक्षसते शुधे निशील्य शल्याणामुखा शिवो न सुमना भव वे चन्दनुक्कपर्दिन विशल्यो बाणवागमुता अनेसनशेषव आभुरस्य निषङ्गतिः या ते हेतिर्मीरुष्टमहस्ते बभूवते दनुः तयास्मान् विश्वतस्त्वमयक्ष्मया परिभुजा नमस्ते अस्त्वायुधाय नातताय धृष्णवे उभाभ्यामुत ते नमो बाहुभ्यां तव धन्वने परिते धन्वनो हेतिरस्मान् वृणक्तु विश्वतः अथो येषु धिस्सवारे अस्मन्निधेहितम्। ओम नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्र्यंबकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकालाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकंठाय मृत्युंजयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। हर हर नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव। श्री सांब सदाशिवाय नमः। We'll sing the Ashtakam as we continue with Abhishekam. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Brahma Murari Surarchit Lingam Nirmal Bhasit Shobhit Lingam Janam Chadukha Vinashan Lingam शिवलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् ॐ नमः शिवाय 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 देव मुनि प्रवरार्चितलिङ्गं कामदहं करुणाकरलिङ्गं रावणदर्पविनाशनलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् ॐ नमः शिवाय 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 सर्वसुगन्धि सुलेपितलिङ्गं बुद्धिविवर्धनकारणलिङ्गं सिद्धसुरासुरवन्दितलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् ॐ नमः शिवाय 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 सर्वसुगन्धिसुलेपितलिङ्गं कनकमहामणिभूषितलिङ्गं फणिपतिवेष्टितशोभितलिङ्गं दक्षसुयज्ञविनाशनलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् ॐ नमः शिवाय 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 कुङ्कुमचन्दन लेपितलिङ्गं पङ्कजहार सुशोभितलिङ्गं सञ्चितपाप विनाशनलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् ॐ नमः शिवाय 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 देवगणार्चित सेवितलिङ्गं भावैर्भक्तिभिरे वचलिङ्गं दिनकर कोटि प्रभाकरलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय अष्टदलोपरिवेष्टितलिङ्गं सर्वसमुद्भवकारणलिङ्गम् अष्टदरिद्रविनाशनलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Sura Guru Suravar Puchit Lingam, Suravana Pushpa Sadar Chitlingam, Paratparam Paramatmakalingam, Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Lingashtakam punyam yah pathet shiva sannidhau shivalokam shivena sahamoyate. Har Har Namah Parvati Pate, Har Har Mahadeva. Namah Shivaya Devaya Satchidananda Murtaye, Namo Vedanta Vedyaya Yoginam Gurave Namaha. Shive Bhakti Shive Bhakti Shive Bhaktir Bhave Bhave Anyata Sharanam Naste Tvameva Sharanam Mama. Shri Samba Sada Shivaya Namaha. Tatpurushaya Vidmahe Mahadevaya Dhimahi Tanno Rudra Prachodayat. Shri Sada Shivaya Namo Namaha. Tathore jo tathore ejo dhora dhora taribhyah sarve ebhyah sarva sharve ebhyo namaste rudra rupebhyah. Shriman Mahadevaya Namaha.
तुम ही हो माता पिता, तुम ही हो बंधु सखा, तुम ही हो। तुम ही हो माता पिता, तुम ही हो बंधु सखा, तुम ही हो। तुम ही हो माता पिता, तुम ही हो बंधु सखा, तुम ही हो। तुम ही हो साथी, तुम ही सहारे, कोई न अपना सिवा तुम्हारे। तुम ही हो साथी, तुम ही सहारे, कोई न अपना सिवा तुम्हारे। तुम ही हो नैया, तुम ही केवैया, तुम ही हो बंधु सखा, तुम ही हो तुम ही हो बंधु सखा तुम ही हो। जो खिल सके ना वो फूल हम हैं, तुम्हारी चरणों के दूल हम हैं। जो खिल सके ना वो फूल हम हैं, तुम्हारी चरणों के दूल हम हैं। दया की दृष्टि सदा की रखना, तुम ही हो बंधु सखा तुम ही हो माता पिता तुम ही हो बंधु सखा तुम ही हो। जय जय मेरी माता, प्यारी प्यारी माता, अच्छी अच्छी माता, जय जय माता। जय माँ जय माँ, जय जय माता, जय माँ जय माँ, जय जय माता।
प्रसाद, anyone has प्रसाद to offer? भोग लगाएंगे, please bring a प्रसाद for this time. Please bring a प्रसाद. सर्वेभ्यो नमस्ते।
युगों युगों से जैसे चमके सूरज चांद सितारे, एक दिन ऐसी ही चमकेंगे तेरे भाग्य सितारे, के बस राम का नाम ले जा और अपना काम ले जा, बस राम का नाम ले जा और अपना काम ले जा। युगों युगों से जैसे चमके सूरज चांद सितारे, एक दिन ऐसे ही चमकेंगे तेरे भाग्य सितारे, के बस राम का नाम ले जा और अपना काम ले जा, बस राम का नाम ले जा और अपना काम ले जा। ये दुनिया है अजब तमाशा, कहीं है आशा कहीं निराशा। ये दुनिया है अजब तमाशा, कहीं है आशा कहीं निराशा। कैसी मुख पर मुस्काने हैं, पर ही कोई आंसू की भाषा। पगले निष्काम कहे जा बस राम का नाम ले जा, पगले निष्काम के जा, बस राम का नाम ले जा। युगो युगो से जैसे चमके सूरज चांद सितारे, एक दिन ऐसे ही चमकेंगे तेरे भागी सितारे, कि बस राम का नाम ले जा और अपना काम किए जा, बस राम का नाम ले जा और अपना काम किए जा। कही बातक मत, कही बातक मैं जाना पत पर, रहना आतल कर्म कृवत पर। कही बातक मत जाना पत पर, रहना आतल कर्म कृवृत पर। दुखियारों की दुख दर्दों को देता चल मीता मीता सब, जीवन अभिराम किए जा, अब राम का नाम ले जा, जीवन अभिराम किए जा, बस राम का नाम ले जा। युगो युगो से जैसे चमके सूरज चांद सितारे, एक दिन ऐसी ही चमकेंगे तेरे भागी सितारे, कि बस राम का नाम ले जा और अपना काम किए जा, कि बस राम का नाम ले जा, बस राम का नाम ले जा, बस राम का नाम ले जा, अपना काम किए जा।
ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। ध्रुवन्ते राजा वरुणो ध्रुवं देवो बृहस्पतिः ध्रुवन्तेन्द्रश्चाग्निश्च राष्ट्रं धारयतां ध्रुवम्। हरि ओम। We contemplate on Durga Ma. Om सर्वमंगलमंगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबिके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। अचिन्त्यरूपचरिते सर्वशत्रुविनाशिने रूपं देहि जयं देहि यशो देहि दृशो जहि। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मातृरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। ॐ विद्यावन्तं यशस्वन्तं लक्ष्मीवन्तं जनं कुरु रूपं देहि जयं देहि यशो देहि द्विषो जहि। श्री जगदम्बायै नमो नमः। Shri Ram. Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Lokabhiramam Ranarangadhiram Rajivanetram Raghuvamshanatham Karunyarupam Karunakarantam Shri Ramachandram Sharanam Prapadye. Shri Ramachandra. Jai Jai Ram. Manojavam Marutatullya Vegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtham Vatatmajam Vanarayutamukhyam Shri Ramadutam Sharanam Prapadye. Shri Ram Jai Ram. Jai Jai Rama. 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 Shri Sita Lakshmana Bharata Shatrugna Hanumat Sameta Ramachandraya Namaha. Shri Hanumate Namaha. Jagarambaye Namaha. Ram Ram. So my dear friends, as you know, today is a very special day. One special day is given in certain part of the world to worship our mothers, to express our love and affection for our mothers. But in the Hindu tradition, it's an everyday. Those who are blessed to have their mothers, is something that we ought to do as often as possible. If you're blessed to have your mother with you and your father, when you get up in the morning, we know the first thing we should take their blessings, touch their feet, do everything we can to serve them, because we can't begin to imagine the sacrifices that they have made for us. So today, we'll look at a few chaupais from Ramcharitamanas, and if time permits, one shloka from Srimad Bhagavad Puran. And these verses talk about the greatness of a mother. So right away, we'll go to Ayodhya Khan of Ramcharitamanas, after Doha number 53, chaupai number 1. Sri Ram was exiled for 14 years. In a split second, everything changed for him. He was supposed to become the crown prince of Ayodhya, and then in a matter of moments, he had to relinquish all of that and go to the forest. How would he break such a news to his mother? Everyone was in a festive mood, preparing for the coronation of Bhagavan Sri Ram. Now he has to go and break this really, really sad news to his mother. Ma, instead of me becoming the king of Ayodhya, I'll be the king in Dandaka forest. So he mustered up courage and he went before his mother and he spoke to her. Likewise, we also, when we have to break sad news to our mothers, we think over the process, how should we present this situation to her? Let's take an example. Suppose, we are all in the past, we wrote exams. Some exams we were successful, some we were not successful. And you have to break the news to your mother. It's just an example. So much sacrifice they made. Paid for lessons. Make sure that you're well fed and beautiful clothing and footwear to go to school. And for some reason, we were not attentive to our lessons and we have to break the news. Ma, I didn't pass. You have to muster the courage up before you can say it. Because there's a lot of emotion involved. Now this Sri Ram has to break this news to his mother. Ma, I will be going to the forest, away from the hustle and bustle of Ayodhya. I won't get to see you, Ma. These are his words. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Jai बचन विनीत मधुर रघुवर के सरसम लगे मातु उर कर के श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम सहमी सुखी सुनी शीतल बानी जिमि जवास पर पावस पानी जय अम्बे मैया 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 बचन विनीत मधुर रघुवर के Sri Ram went and said, Ma, I will leave everything in Ayodhya. I will not become the crown prince of Ayodhya. My father has bestowed upon me the responsibility for me to go in the forest and take care of the animals. In a very simple way, he said to his mother. तुलसीदास जी सिंह रघुकुल में श्री राम जी के ये बहुत ही नम्र और मीठे वचन माता के हृदय में बाण के जैसे खसकने लगे. Those words pierced his mother's heart. It was as if someone hit her with an arrow straight in her stomach. She couldn't understand, why does he have to leave everything and go? He's my dear Ram. How am I going to live without him? Again, you have to break this sad news to your mom. How will you do it? You know, my friends, when we go through difficulties in life, we can never begin to imagine how much pain our parents suffer. You think when you go through difficulties in life, you're the one going through it. Those who are blessed to have our mothers, they also experience the pain. But in order to comfort a child, she may not show her emotions. Just to be strong, to support a child. And yet sometimes, when we grow a little older, we tend to forget the sacrifices of our dear mother. And in certain situations, the ego takes a better part of us. And we become a little arrogant. And sometimes we're a little rude to them, especially in their old age, when they may be slow in reacting to how we speak. When sometimes they may be forgetful. We forget the kindness and love, the sacrifices that they have made. So she felt tremendous pain in her heart, having heard the words of Sri Ram. And Tulsidas used a beautiful metaphor to describe her emotions. Sahamisi ki sunisi talabani jimi javasa pare pavasa pani. The javasa plant in the forest is a unique plant. Tulsidas uses metaphor to help us to understand how she felt when she heard these words. The javasa plant flourishes in the dry season. When it rains, all the leaves of the javasa plant fall off. So in a similar way, like the javasa plant, the moment the water touches the plant, all the leaves come off. In a similar way, she was like that, as if the world came crashing to her. My son will be leaving everything and going away to the forest. What will I do? How can I stand his absence? How would I live without my Ram? Of course, she cried and she lamented. Ram, where are you going? But Sri Ram had to honor the words of his father. Tulsidas writes in the Chaupai, Shri Ram Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama कही न जाई कछु हृदय विषादु मनहु मृग सुनि के हरि नादु श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम नयन सजल तन थर थर कापी नयन सजल तन थर थर कापी माजहि खाई मीन जनु मापी श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम. Now Goswami Tulsidas has to describe emotion, love. And there are certain emotions it's difficult to put in words. Love is a very simple word, but love has many facets. The love for a mother and a child is a unique love. The love between a couple, for example, is a different love. Love between brothers and sisters, different forms of love. But he has to describe the love between a mother and a child. And use a beautiful metaphor again. Kahina jai kachu hridaya vishadu, manhu mrigi suni ke harinadu. And the example he used is that in the wild, in the forest, the deer gives birth to the fawn. And the fawn instinctively knows how to hide among the large bushes so that another animal cannot smell it or come and of course, eat it and take it away. But when the mother hears a lion groaning nearby, you can see the fear in, we all look at the animal channel sometimes, you can see fear in the eye of the mother for the child. She would do everything within her power to protect the child from that lion. So in a similar way, Kaushalya Ma grieved for her son, Sri Ram. What a beautiful way of expressing emotion. Nayana sajala tana thara thara kapi. Tears came to her eyes. Tana thara thara kapi. Her body shook violently. She couldn't control her emotions. Ma jai khai meena janumapi. And a beautiful example again, the monsoon season in India is dried for quite a few months. And then suddenly monsoon comes. So when the monsoon comes, the monsoon washes the top part of the soil. And when that water goes in the stream, when these fish consume of that water, badda havas ho gaye, they become stunted, like they're alive, but as if they're dead. So in a similar way, these words shocked her, as although she was alive, she felt as if her life had just came out of her body. How am I going to live without my Ram? This is emotion. This is the love for her mother. So those who are blessed to have your mother, again, do everything within your capacity to let her know, we're from the old school, am I right? Those who were born in the 60s and the 70s and even the 80s or born in India and Guyana and other parts of the world. How often back home have you said to your mother or father, I love you? Rarely. Rarely would say, but in this society, it's a different society. Your children, every time they say they love you. But sometimes it comes from the lip, yahan nahi aate, yahan se aate hai. Ma I love you, ma pa I love you. It's good to express that love. But everything our parents did demonstrated that love. Isn't that true? Look how many meals our mother may have missed so that we were well fed and we were taken care of. So they didn't say it verbally, but it came from the heart. Everything they did within their capacity, they did for us. The sacrifices they made for us, we can't begin to imagine. Especially a mother. Now we'll go quickly to Srimad Bhagavad Puran and we'll go to book number 1, chapter 8, verses 9 and verses 10. During the Mahabharat war, Uttara was the daughter-in-law of Arjuna. Her husband was Abhimanyu. Remember, they tricked Abhimanyu into Chakravyuh, a special formation, and they killed Abhimanyu against the law of dharma. In this dharma, in Hindu religion, even fighting war, there is a dharma. There's a way of fighting war, the right way and the wrong way. So they tricked Abhimanyu and killed Abhimanyu. But his wife Uttara was pregnant with her child. And while this was going on, Ashwathama, who is one of the Chiranjivas, Sapta Chiranjivas, 7 people in the Hindu tradition who have perpetual life. Ashwathama, Balir, Vyaso, Hanuman. They have perpetual, they're always alive. So Ashwathama had this Brahmastra, a very powerful weapon. And he let go of this weapon. He wanted to kill the entire race of the Pandavas. So powerful was this weapon would go exactly with mantra to the object and destroy the object. So look how precise this Brahmastra was with the mantra. He wanted that Brahmastra to go and destroy the fetus in Uttara's womb. So he let go of the Brahmastra. And Uttara, this mother, this Brahmastra is rushing towards her. Of course, the Brahmastra is 2 arrows in terms of flame coming out of the arrow, the top of the arrow. Pahi Pahi Mahayogin Deva Deva Jagatrati Shirantu Kanhaya Shirantu Krishna Mujhe Raksha Karu Krishna. Only you can save me, Krishna. Nanyatvam Abhayam Pashyat Yatra Mitrupayas Parasparam. As people are the victims of death, I do not see any safe shelter but you, O Krishna. You have to save me. So this is a mother running to save, but as the next shloka will tell us, she was not running to save herself. Only a mother can do this. A pregnant mother running not to save herself from the arrow. She says, Abhidravati Mamisha Sharastapya Se Vibho Mamam Kamam Dahati Natha Mami Garbha Nipatyatam. Let this arrow, mujhe maar dalo, let it kill me, but let it not hurt the fetus, let it not hurt the child in my womb. Only a mother can speak like this. Let the arrow destroy me, O Kandhaya, but let my child save. So much emotions, so much love for us. Yet, when we grow a little older, we think we know everything, especially when they're 14, 15, and 16. They think they know everything, and their parents do not know anything. So just a little reminder for all of us. You can't begin to imagine the sacrifices of your parents. A mother, her love is so tender and gentle. She will do whatever it takes to protect you. When you go through problems, especially in troubled times, she agrees with you. When you attain success in life, she's there to hug you and celebrate. For those of us who have lost our mother, we take Durga Ma as our universal mother. And we pray on this day of Mother's Day that wherever our mothers are, we know that her blessings will always be with us. Atma does not go anywhere. Atma is avinashi, abhyaya. So may her blessings always be with you. Quickly we'll turn attention to, from Ayodhya Khan, we went to Bhagavad Puran, we will go to Sundar Khan now. The blessings of a dear mother. In certain situations, we know of unique relationships between a mother and a child. The mother may not be the biological mother of the child. Many mothers, people adopt children. But you can't know that this is not a biological child of this family. So much love. So Hanumanji was the son of Sri Ram and Janaki Ma. He was not their biological son. But everything he did as if a son serving the parents, Sri Ram and Sita Devi. And in return, Prabhu Sri Ram and Janaki Ma always looked upon him as their son. So when he met Sita Ma for the first time, she couldn't recognize him. He had to introduce himself. And then when she recognized him to be a true dasa, a true servant of Sri Ram in every which way, she gave him blessings. This is also our mother blesses us in a similar way. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai आशीष दीन्हि राम प्रिय जाना। हो तात बल सील निधाना, हो तात बल सील निधाना। श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम। When she recognized him to be a servant of Bhagavan Sri Ram, Asisha Dina Rama Priyajana, know him to be dear to Bhagavan Sri Ram, she blessed him. And she used two beautiful words. Ho hutat balasila nidhana. May you flourish, my dear son. May you have in abundance strength, bal and seal. Strength, physical strength and willpower, internal strength. Sila nidhana. May you become a home of good virtues, piety. May you always be a pious person. When we are successful, or when we attain certain heights in society where people, shower praise on us, our parents become very, very happy. When we do good things in society, we serve humanity, we do good karma in such a way whereby the karmas are done selflessly, and our parents get to hear, they become very pleased. They shower blessings upon us. On the other side of the coin, when we do things that are not so nice, when we're rude to people, when we fight, we cause confusion, and news get back to them, very sad at heart. Our parents become very sad at heart. So when we receive our parents' blessings, we try to be an abode of good virtues. Let us be a role model. Remember the kind words of your parents. And they always advise us to do, whenever you go in society, always try to be a kind person. Be a good person. Do whatever it takes to help others. And those lessons are there with us in life. Very important lessons. And sometimes we had some private conversations with our mother. When we behave badly, she would pull us aside and give us some important, words of advice. Remember those words. The most important lessons we have learned in life is from tragedy and pain, difficulty, disappointment. When we behave badly and she pulls us aside and gives us good advice, or she pulls you up within a crowd. Sometimes back home in the old days, you do something, not so nice. Parents will call you out among people. Thank them for those moments. At that time, it's very embarrassing. It's very embarrassing for you. Oh, why did she do this? Why did they do this? But when you look in retrospect, you learn important things by them calling you out. When the ego is getting big, by them calling out, it's like someone take a pin and just pop the balloon. You become small again. And we need to be called out time and again when the ego takes the better part of us. So remember those important lessons. She continues to bless Hanumanji. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram. Ajar Amar Gun Nidhi Sut Ho, Ajar Amar Gun Nidhi Sut Ho, Karhu Bahut Raghu Nayak Cho, Shri Ram Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram. सुनिकाना करहु कृपा प्रभु अस सुनिकाना निर्भर प्रेम मगन हनुमाना निर्भर प्रेम मगन हनुमाना श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम. Only a mother can give you this kind of blessings. Ajar, Amar, Gunanidhi Sutoho. You know, when we touch our parents' feet, they will touch you on your head and they will say, Juk Juk Jio. We may not understand what they are saying, but what they are saying, may you live a long and prosperous life. And it feels good when you touch your feet and they touch you. The mere fact of bowing down to them and feeling their hand upon your head is a beautiful feeling. For that moment, we know that the love and care is always there, and also her blessings is always with us. So, oh son, Ajar, may you never grow old. But we all will grow old. We all are aging every day. She's giving her that blessing. Come to that realization that you are not a physical body, you're Atma. You never grow old. Amar, may you never die. Atma doesn't die. Gurna Nidhi Sutoho, may you become a storehouse of every virtue. Karahu Bahuta Raghunayaka Chohu, may Shri Ram bless you abundantly. May all your desires be fulfilled. Karahu Kripa Prabhu Asa Sunikana. When Hanumanji heard these words, Hanumanji became very emotional. Nirbhara Prema Magana Hanumana. Hanumanji was utterly overwhelmed with emotion because his whole life was dedicated towards serving Shri Ram. So when we're blessed to get our mother's blessings, you know, sometimes we hear people say, why should I touch my parents' feet, Panditji? You can't begin to imagine the sacrifices that this one made for you. You can never understand it. When you're young, you can't understand it. When you go a little older, you probably may understand it. You know, when a mother is pregnant, she can't sit properly. When she goes to bed, she has to sleep in a certain direction. She can't turn freely. She eats certain kinds of food. She can't eat spicy food because she will have to breastfeed the child. But she wants to make sure that she eats certain kinds of food. She can't get up by herself. Sometimes she needs assistance. So within those months, those 9 months, look at the sacrifices she made. Put herself in this situation. And you know, it's a statement that when a girl is pregnant or a lady is pregnant, it's like one foot is in the grave and one foot is on land. It is so complicated sometimes. And we know of cases where start to know that the mother would prepare to sacrifice herself, as we looked at the Jopai earlier, just to save the child. So much sacrifices. Then when we were born in this world, we came as a little baby. All we knew to do was to cry. When we cried, she knew whether we were hungry. She will take care of us. Whether we were thirsty, she knew exactly. Her motherly instincts told her that this child is not feeling well. I must take the child to the doctor. Or the child is hungry. The child needs a change. We only knew how to cry. And she would respond to everything that we needed. Again, sometimes, because of dementia, because of different kinds of illnesses, sometimes she may not recognize you because of this illness. It's a terrible illness, dementia. Sometimes she may have to be kept at the home because she needs 24 hours care and you can't provide it. That's okay. Take her to a facility where she will be taken care of. But when you go and visit her, it doesn't matter, but you go by her feet and touch her feet. Just massage her feet. She may tell you, okay, I'm okay. But no, you just go and rub her feet. When you go and you see the nurses feeding her, taking care of her, wiping her, you go and do it. Tell the nurse, let me help you. These are some little ways we can do seva to our parents. Again, she may not recognize you, but you, when you recognize her, she's always your mother. Because when you didn't know anyone, you knew only to cry, and she knew you then. Now, because of illness, she may not recognize you, but you know who she is. Never ever forget her. You can't begin to imagine the sacrifices she made. Having received the blessings of Sitama, when we receive the blessings of our mother, this is how we all respond. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. 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 बार बार ना इसी पद सीसा, बोला बचन चोरी कर कीसा। बोला बचन चोरी कर कीसा। श्री राम जय राम, जय जय रामा। 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 अब कृत कृत्य भयऊ मैं माता। अब कृत कृत्य भयऊ मैं माता। आशीष तब अमोघ विख्याता। श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम। 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 Having received Sitama's blessing, Bara Bara Naisi Parasisa, again and again Hanumanji prostrated to her. When we get up in the morning, there's a beautiful statement from the Upanishads, Matri Devo Bhava. At the end of the studies of a child in Gurukula Ashram, the child goes, after the Upanayana Samskar, at 6 years old. The child studies, the boy. In Vedic times, girls used to go to Gurukula Ashram, but just over 1,000 years, girls stopped going to Gurukula Ashrams. There's one Swami Ramdevji, Yoga Rishi, who is reintroducing back girls going to Gurukula Ashram in Haridwar. So the child goes from a 10 days to the Gurukula Ashram and studies under the guidance of the Guru. At the end of the studies, the child is called before the Guruji. And the Guruji says to him, makes 3 powerful statements. Matri Deva Bhava. First statement. And it's hard to put these Sanskrit words to have exact English equivalent. And the closest thing I can find, I'm not a student of Sanskrit, kuch bhi nahi janta. The closest meaning I can find is that for you, O student, let your mother be like a Devi, one who ought to be worshipped. So the first statement, Matri Deva Bhava. As a matter of fact, our first guru is our mother. Isn't that true? Most of the things in life you learn from your mother. Take girls for example. The way how their mom cook dal, chawal and sabzi, however they cook, if the child follows the mother's instruction, her food will taste exactly like the mother. Because the mother is the first guru. How she conducts herself, how she dresses, the sari or the clothing will be just like the mother. How she takes care of the home will be exactly like the mother. How she conducts herself in society, she'll be exactly like the mother. Because the mother is the first guru. Not only for girls, for boys too. But for some reason, our food can't taste like our mother's. Isn't that true? She has a special magic. She has a lot of experience. So, Matri Deva Bhava, may your mother be for you one who represents the Devi, who represents Bhagavan. And then the second statement from Maha Upanishad, Pitri Deva Bhava. Your second guru is your father. The same honor and respect should be given to your father. And the third statement, Acharya Deva Bhava. This is after the studies of the child. Then comes the Acharya, your teacher should be given that reverence as well. Our mother is our first guru. We learn to walk, we learn to speak. We find today's in this society, sometimes there's a competition before the child speaks. The mother will say, the mother won't say it. The father will say Papa first. And we'll train the child to speak Papa first. Papa, Papa. Then the child will say Mama. And the father becomes a little not so pleased. So, bar na isi paramata. When you're privileged to have your mother and you receive her blessings, everything you do, touch her feet in the morning, you go to school. You know, we should start, for children, we should start our day with a prayer. When you leave for school, touch your parents' feet. I see some children go like this and they want to touch their parents' feet, they'll go like that. They don't want to touch their feet. No. अगर प्रणाम करेंगे तो अच्छी तरह से करो. Do it nicely. Touch their feet. Hold on to their feet. Because we want to follow in their footsteps. You can't begin to imagine what they went through to raise you in this life. Touch it to your forehead. Put your head to their feet. Look at Sri Ram, Para Brahma, the master of this universe. He would prostrate to Kaushalya Maan Dasharath ji. Look at Kadhaiya. Inke do mataye. He had two mothers, Yashoda and Devaki Maiya. And he would prostrate to them. Bola bachana jori kar kisa. When the child is blessed, Hanumanji clasped his hand and spoke to his mother. Abhakrita kritya bhayo my mata. Now, O Ma, I am fully rewarded for all your blessings are infallible. Whatever success we gain in life is as a result of our parents' sacrifices. So when we pass the exam, the first thing you want to bring their certificate and show your mom. When you get your first paycheck, you want to bring it and say, Ma, what should I do with it? Little things to show your love for your parents. You know, back home, when you work, the first time you receive pay, you brought home that money. You don't get check back home, you get cash back home. In certain places, probably you may receive a check. But with that money, when you say, Ma, this is my first paycheck, she will tell you, Beta, take something for the first paycheck, make some prasad, go to mandir, puja karo, buy some prasad. Back home, you used to make prasad, we don't buy prasad. Make some prasad, buy some fruits, and go to the mandir and do puja. Or do a puja in our home to thank Bhagavan that you're blessed to have your first paycheck. And somehow, our wallets never run empty, am I right? It goes down a little bit, but there's always something there. Our mother's blessings. And what we do, we pass that tradition on to our children. When they work in the society, the first paycheck you get, if you're a student or when you start your career, take something out of that paycheck and do something in the name of Bhagavan. Thank Bhagavan for Bhagavan's kripa. So this is a mother's unconditional love. How can you pay back such a person? You can pay back such a person by being respectful. Remember the important things that she taught you in life. So we'll look at the Divine Mother, Mataji, and we'll chant a few mantras thanking her. This is for those of us who have lost our dear mother. We pray and ask Durga Ma to please take care of our dear Mataji. Aap janti hai Ma, you know where our dear mothers are. We ask of you to take care of them, please. Om Sharanagat Dinartha Paritrana Parayane Sarvasyarti Hare Devi Narayani Namostute Achintya Rupa Charite Sarvashatru Vinashine Rupam Dehi Jayam Dehi Yasho Dehi Dvisho Jahi Shri Durga Devi Namaha. All of us will sing one popular bhajan. Maa teri mamata kitni pyari, kitna pyar jatati hai. Jatati hai, right? Na jagati. As a matter of fact, this on the West Indian program on TV, someone played it. It's a beautiful bhajan from a black and white movie. But somehow we tend to say jagati and हम लोग हिंदी नहीं जानते हैं. So jatati sounds like jagati. So the poet is describing the glories of the mother. You all know it by heart. We'll sing together. माँ तेरी ममता कितनी प्यारी, कितना प्यार जताती है. कितना प्यार जताती है। माँ तेरी ममता कितनी प्यारी, कितना प्यार जताती है, कितना प्यार जताती है। श्वास श्वास की रक्षा करती, श्वास श्वास की रक्षा करती, पग पग प्राण बचाती है। कितना प्यार जताती है। माँ तेरी ममता कितनी प्यारी, कितना प्यार जताती है, कितना प्यार जताती है। तो ऋषियों की रिद्धि सिद्धि, तू ब्रह्मा की भक्ति माँ, तू विष्णु की माया देवी, तू शंकर की शक्ति माँ। तू ऋषियों की रिद्धि सिद्धि, तू ब्रह्मा की भक्ति माँ, तू विष्णु की माया देवी, तू शंकर की शक्ति माँ। तू मातों से भाग जगाने भागी भागी आती है। कितना प्यार जताती है। माँ तेरी ममता कितनी प्यारी, कितना प्यार जताती है, कितना प्यार जताती है। ताती है तू काली महाकाली दुर्गा, तू ही बाल भवानी है। तू पुराण का सार शारदा, तू वेदों की बानी है। तू काली महाकाली दुर्गा, तू ही बाल भवानी है। तू पुराण का सार शारदा, तू वेदों की बानी है। तू बालक को गोद में लेकर जीवन गीत सुनाती है। कितना प्यार जताती है। माँ तेरी ममता कितनी प्यारी, कितना प्यार जताती है, कितना प्यार जताती है। श्वास श्वास की रक्षा करती, श्वास श्वास की रक्षा करती, पग पग प्राण बचाती है। कितना प्यार जताती है। माँ तेरी ममता कितनी प्यारी, कितना प्यार जताती है, कितना प्यार जताती है। माँ कितना प्यार जताती है। श्वास श्वास की रक्षा करती, in every breath, in every stage of her life, even when she gets older, she would do everything within her power to take care of her child, to protect her child. How can we forget such a person? The closest thing we have seen from the time of our birth up to now is the face of our dear mother. The closest thing to God. Isn't that true? The smile of Bhagavan, we see in the smile of our mothers. The care, the tenderness, and the love that Bhagavan has is demonstrated through our mother's love, her care, her dedication. That's why we say, Matri Deva Bhava. Tomeva Mata Chapita. You're first my mother. Then you can be anything else. Bhagavan, you're first my mother. You know how you know how to take care of me. And I can begin to imagine the care and the protection you give me. When we're young, we forget, but when we become a little older, a little more experienced in life, then we know the sacrifices. So, very happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. You are our hero. Without you, we're lost. Without your care, your love, your compassion, your word of advice, we'll be lost in this world. So let us continue to honor our mother, not only on Mother's Day, my dear friends. Every day, those who are blessed to have your mother, again, if she may be ill and she's in an institution where she's taken care of, visit her. Go as often as possible. I know sometimes I get a little bit of complaint. Panditji, she not go regularly. He not go regularly. This one doesn't go regularly. That one doesn't go regularly. I go all the time. You're blessed to go regularly. Go regularly. Do what you can. Especially when it comes to seva. Don't see what your brother or your other siblings are doing. Don't compare with them. Because your mother never compromised loving you and taking care of you. So, if you're blessed to go regularly, go regularly. Do what they do. Remember, karma is a straightforward thing, pyare. Chahe punya hai, paap hai, ghatri ke. We have to take our bundle with us when we exit this world. The bundle is always there with us. So do your duty. Don't compare what he's doing or she's doing or the other one is doing. Do what you have to do. Because she never compromised loving you and taking care of you. Boliye Jagarambe Maiya ki jai. Some devotees came with prasad. Those who brought prasad, please bring your prasad. Panditji will offer your prasad. Those who just came with prasad, please bring your prasad. After Aarti, there's Priti Bhoj. Please have some Priti Bhoj. I saw my brother still and sister Lakshmi ji. After a long time, are you going to sing a bhajan for us today? Oh. They won't sing for us today, probably another day. She listens to our prayers. Tum binati suno sabki kalyan karo. Oh ma, you know exactly what's going on in our life. Sahara hadika karke uddhar karo ma. Oh ma, you listen to the prayer of all and you bring prosperity to this world. Please reveal to us, oh ma, the righteous path, the path of truth, the path of dharma. तुम विनती सुनो सबकी कल्याण करो सबका कल्याण करो जग का सदराह दिखा करके उद्धार करो दुर्गा उद्धार करो दुर्गा तुम विनती सुनो सबकी कल्याण करो जग का सदराह दिखा करके उद्धार करो दुर्गा उद्धार करो दुर्गा दर्शन हो माँ तेरे सबकी अभिलाषा है, मन में रहो तुम सबके, तुमसे यही आशा है। दर्शन हो माँ तेरे सबकी अभिलाषा है, मन में रहो तुम सबके, तुमसे यही आशा है। क्या मेरा क्या उसका, ये अपना पड़ा या क्या, सद्ज्योति जला करके रोशन करो जग सारा, रोशन करो जग सारा। तुम विनती सुनो सबकी, कल्याण करो जग का, सदराह दिखा करके उद्धार करो दुर्गा, उद्धार करो दुर्गा। संसार तो माया है, कभी धूप कभी छाया है, एक दिन उसे जाना है, जो भी यहाँ आया है। संसार तो माया है, कभी धूप कभी छाया है, एक दिन उसे जाना है, जो भी यहाँ आया है। क्या रंग है जीवन का, क्या रूप है मानव का, तुम ज्ञान बढ़ा करके उपकार करो दुर्गा, उपकार करो दुर्गा। तुम विनती सुनो सबकी, कल्याण करो जग का, सदराह दिखा करके उद्धार करो दुर्गा, उद्धार करो दुर्गा, उद्धार करो दुर्गा। जगदम्बायै नमः। For those who lost their parents, imagine you have the ability, bhog lagao, prasad ko. Imagine you have the ability to have one last conversation with your mother. Not on Mother's Day, any other day. Imagine your parents died a few years ago, those who lost their parents, and you're given this opportunity to have one last conversation with your mother. What will that conversation be? What will you tell her? That's why I always say the best shrat to do for your parents is when they're alive. Seeing situations where when the parents are alive, much interest is not given to the parents. When the parents passed away, the most expensive casket. क्यों? पैसा को बर्बाद क्यों करते? And then the funeral, sometimes it's too late. It's too late shall be the cry when you're alive. Do the best you can. do the best you can. Take care of them, keep them comfortable, especially when they're, if they're ill, if they're forgetful. Do whatever you can to make them comfortable a little bit within your capacity. You'll receive their blessings and Bhagavan will take care of the rest. So what will be that conversation? How much you love you, Ma? Or the conversation be, I didn't get enough of the jewelry, Ma. They took all the jewelry. That may also be a conversation. Or the other one took the house, the other one took this. All of these things I hear sometimes. And we have to make it interesting. The satsang has to be like that. What will you tell her? First and foremost, we want to thank her for bringing us in this world, to raise us, to make us the person who we are. And we all have many faults and limitations. I'll be the first one on top of the list with faults and limitations. But we remember the important lessons. We thank her for bringing us in this world and the important lessons we've learned from her. And if you're a parent, try to be a parent like your mother. Try to be a caring parent like your mother. Compassionate parent like your mother. A patient parent like your mother. Look how patient they are. How many mistakes we make. And they forgive us. When we grow a little older and become parents, sometimes we lose that patience and we fail to realize our mothers and fathers were always there. How patient they were with us. This is how we celebrate Mother's Day in a meaningful way. Think of their love and kindness. Boliye Jagarambe Maiya ki jai. There's Priti Bhoj. After Arati, please have some Priti Bhoj. When you go home, if you didn't touch your mother's feet and you have your mother's, you're visiting them or they're with you, please touch their feet today. Take their blessings. Jagarambaye Namaha. Please come. Arati karenge. Please do not go on the altar for Arati. We stand right in front. Please come, everyone. Prakrishta papanashaya, prakrishta phala siddhaye, prakshinam karomisham, prasida parameshwara. Arati Shri Ramayan Ji ki, kirati kalita lalita siyapi ki. Arati Shri Ramayan Ji ki, kirati kalita lalita siyapi ki. Gavat Brahmadik Muni Narad, Valmik Vigyan Visarad, Shuk Sanakadi Shesh Arusarad, Varni Pavan Sut Kirati Neki, Arati Shri Ramayan Ji ki, Kirati Kalita Lalita Siyapi ki. गावत वेद पुराण अष्ट दस, छहु शास्त्र सब ग्रंथन को रस, मुनि जन धन संतन ओ सर्वस, सारा अंश समत सब एके। आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की। आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की। गावत संतत शंभु भवानी, गावत संतत शंभु भवानी। अरुघट संभव मुनि विज्ञानी, अरुघट संभव मुनि विज्ञानी। व्यास आदि कविवर जब बखानी, कागभूषुंडी गरुड के ही की। आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की। आरती श्री रामायण जी की, कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की। कलहरनि विषय रस के शुभग सिंगार मुक्ति जुभती की दलन रोग भाव मोरिया में की तात मात सब विधित से की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरत कलित ललित सियपी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की सीताराम राम राम 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 सीताराम हनुमान सीताराम हनुमान सीताराम हनुमान सीताराम हनुमान सीताराम राम राम हनुमान हनुमान सीताराम राम राम हनुमान हनुमान सीताराम हनुमान सीताराम हनुमान सीताराम हनुमान। ओम सर्वमंगल मंगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थ साधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव मंत्रहीनं क्रियाहीनं भक्तिहीनं जनार्दन यत्पूजितं मया देवा परिपूर्णं तरस्तु मे। ॐ पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ द्यौः शान्तिः अन्तरिक्षगं शान्ति पृथ्वी शान्ति औषधय शान्ति वनस्पतय शान्ति विश्वदेव शान्ति ब्रह्मा शान्ति सर्वगं शान्ति शान्तिरेव शान्ति सामा शान्तिरेधि। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। बोलिए जगदम्बे मैया की जय, रामचंद्र भगवान की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय। हर हर नमः पार्वती पतये, हर हर महादेव, सनातन धर्म की जय। प्लीज टेक